Well, hello, hello, hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Terra Lovelies. And hello to you, my lovely.
Hello.
We have to apologise for being a little bit late because we were having a bit of a giggle, weren't we, just now? And I forgot to press the go live button. So
Yes, we can blame Jeffrey.
it's Jeffrey's fault for showing us his big cup
Yes.
of coffee. You've got a snowstorm or snow warning, haven't you?
Yes, we are at a level 2 snow emergency, which I'm not licensed in any, to do anything other than drive. But basically, it means stay at home. Don't unless you absolutely need to go out. And so Jeffrey's work was closed, and libraries are all closed, and schools are closed. And level 3 basically means stay off. Yeah, as Jeffrey said, stay off the damn roads, people. Only emergency and life-threatening stuff.
So stay at home and watch our channel. Watch this.
That's what I heard. I mean,
Yeah, that's how I'm interpreting that. So, well, that's good. I'm hopefully you'll all be okay, and there won't be any necessary power cuts or something.
I hope not.
Let's hope we're all safe.
Yes.
Should we say hello to a few people?
Sure.
First one in is Orshi. Now, I know something about Orshi, is that Orshi's actually been waiting 24 hours because she thought yesterday was Friday, and she's been happily sitting here for a whole 24 hours waiting for this. So I think that's a record.
Is this what happens when you have a birthday?
Yeah, you forget things like days. What days are which?
She's of a certain age, right? She starts to forget things, and
she's just 21 again.
Man, okay.
I hope you had a lovely birthday, Orshi.
Yes.
Beth's in. Hi, Beth.
Hello, Beth.
To you. I can't use my mouse and wave with the other hand. I can't do that. Lovely Sandra is here. Hello, Sandra.
Hi, Sandra.
I'm going to do that. I'll do it individually. Oops, no, Gerald. Lol. Oh, I don't know. Not yet. Hang on, what's going on? Oh, do you have snow? I'm envious of everyone who does, says Orshi.
We got snow overnight, which is now on top of the ice, the sheet of ice. So that makes it extra special.
Treacherous, then.
Treacherous is a very nice word for it.
That's a good word. I'm going to write that down, treacherous.
Treacherous.
We're writing down special keywords for today, aren't we? Treacherous.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll let you have that one. That's good.
Thank you very much. Next in was Robin. Hello, Robin, to you. Welcome. And Robin says, I need a hot beverage. Should I go chocolate, coffee, or tea? Chocolate. I think it's chocolate.
Chocolate and coffee.
A mocha.
Yeah. Or just coffee poured instead of water or milk. Just put coffee in cocoa. Yeah.
Try that. Go on, mix it up. It's Friday. Lots of people giving you advice here, Robin, on your best drink to have then. Hi, excuse me. Hello, Behind the Veil. Hello. I can't remember Behind the Veil's name. Have you got it?
I believe it's Joe. It is Joe.
Is it Joe? Hello, Joe. Welcome. Nice to see you here. I have mixed them before Cafe Mocha works. And Ellie is here. Hello to you. Good evening to you, Ellie. Lovely to have you here. You get a special wave.
Oh, special wave.
Special wave. Debbie's here. Hi, Debbie. Welcome. Hope I'm not missing it. I hate this bit when you have to go through and find people because I invariably forget someone. And it's invariably Tangi as well for some strange reason. So I don't know if she's here. But if she is, I'll probably just ignore her. So
I wouldn't because
I personally, I know. Fortunately, her little thumbnail is quite noticeable.
Yes.
So Beth's having a salad with lettuce, cabbage, chicken, sesame seeds and oil, avocado and tortilla chips crushed on top. Wow, that sounds delicious. I've just had my dinner, but that actually makes me feel hungry a little bit there. What was that?
Jeffrey's like, on top of your coffee? That's her salad for lunch or her dinner.
And Beth's asking, Debbie, did you decide on your birthday deck? Oh, look who's here. Lovely Ben. Hi, Ben. You two
Ben.
wonders of the earth. Oh, I like that.
2 wonders of the earth. Wow. That's a lot of pressure.
Deb's here. Hello, Deb to
Hi,
you.
Deb.
Purple elephant. I love your purple elephant logo. It makes me very happy. And everyone's giving love to everyone. Hello. Oh, she that must be ignored or not. Hi there, Tanji. I hope you're doing well.
I could do this if you wanted. You know?
That would be lovely, because so I don't forget Tanji. Yeah. Who could forget Tanji? That's the question.
Oh, and okay. Tanji and I are doing oracle readings on Tarot Stash Monday.
Oh, I definitely try and tune in for that. On Monday. What time can you remember?
7 p.m. GMT.
She's going to be listening wing whilst doing stuff. Hugs to all.
Wow, she's doing wings.
Yeah, big cup, Joe. We perhaps best don't ask that question.
It is a big cup.
Yeah.
Legit, it's yellow.
And did you experience a brief pitfall today? Asked Robin. Well, we'll come on to that bit in a moment. Absolutely. I love how Robin manages to just squeeze it in there like that, doesn't he?
Yes.
Here's Kristen. Hi, Kristen. Hello to you.
Hi, Kristen.
And Vivian, is that right? Have I said that correctly? Hello to you.
Hi.
Welcome. Hello, special wave. Lots of lovely people here. I think that's everyone.
Well, there's somebody who came back from Tuesday Live.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, Astro Tarot.
Hello, Matt. I nearly call that astronaut then. You can tell it's Friday.
Chris was doing. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Mark. Welcome to you. Lovely to have you here.
And Mark, people are still watching and they're still enjoying. So
I need to catch that one up. I haven't looked at that one yet, so that's a job for the weekend.
So it's quite good.
What's Robin? So Robin's saying, I'm a couple of years older and should do the same, but I'm just gum up the work with cake. Life is short, of course. By doing so, it makes it shorter. Words of wisdom from Robin there, everyone.
Happy words of wisdom.
Regina's here, everyone. Guess what she's doing?
She's listening and working.
She's listening and working, absolutely. Great. I think, is that more or less? And Ren is here, just as I was about to go. I think I've got everyone. Ren pops in. So hi, Ren, and welcome to anyone else who may be popping in just as we start. So let's talk about why we are here. Let me put my banner up first. Because today, this evening, this morning, this afternoon, wherever we are, we're going to talk about the pitfalls and the pleasures of YouTube. And why are we doing this? Because it was about a year ago when the stars aligned. Yeah. Because it was Chinese New Year 2021. It was a metal ox year.
Good memory. Yes.
Thank you very much. And that's the first time I invited Mr. Gerald. Now, hang on. Were you Tarot Stash or were you Hermit's Mage at that point?
I was the Hermit Mage at that point.
Oh, I invited you.
No, I was. Yeah.
We invited you, and we had our first live together talking about the Chinese New Year. And it was brilliant. And we went on and on and on and on. I think we went on for about 2.5 hours in the end.
It was brilliant.
And still could have kept going. But that's the time when we first met. And look at us now.
There you go. I mean, come on, because, we've morphed into long stash.
Long stash.
Long stash.
Long stash. That was was that Monday we just done that?
Yes, it was Monday.
Wow. Gosh, the week's gone
Ooh. And
Yeah.
then, you know, we did other things together. So
we've done a lot together. We've done, well, soon after that, and this is what we couldn't remember which way round it was, whether we did this first, was working towards well-being.
yes, and that was
was
on the Hermit Mage, and that was February 22nd, 2021.
That's really good. And the video's still up. It's probably one of the most looked at videos, that one, isn't it? And we had lots of people from the community talking about well-being, mental health, bits and pieces like that. So, you know, and it just goes to show how this community is. As soon as, you know, you get together, you talk about something and people just come together and discuss stuff.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
We also have rituals.
A ritual. This is a ritual. Is this a ritual?
It could be because it's on your channel.
And it's casual.
And it's casual, so yes. So.
Tara Diva said, long stash is brilliant. We need to get t-shirts made up with that on. Tara Diva Ellie says, long stash is brilliant.
Long stash. Well, and I was talking to a friend of mine this morning who really likes the logo with that. He likes the pop of the colors, and it's like, well, you know, it's what happens when two things happen.
And the stars align.
That, people, is one of the pleasures.
Oh.
So there.
I'm loving the fact that you've got this written down on a piece of card. I still love that about you. That's one of the many things I love about you, Gerald.
Well,
is that you haven't tried to go technical and use banners and stuff, really.
You know, well, I mean, no, it wouldn't be any fun. I mean, because then what would we use to celebrate our first anniversary, which is paper, right?
Look what I got you.
There you go. And, you know, and I still have this much left in the notebook that I started.
Oh, is that just my notebook?
Oh, no, that one's under lock and key. We have to, I have an escort. And
that's for when after my demise, you can publish it after 20 years, is it? With all the juicy, salacious gossip.
Salacious.
I'm going to write that word down as well. Salacious.
Salacious.
Tonight, Longman Tarot comes to you, pitfalls and pleasures, with the words treacherous, salacious.
And I'll be, you know, we will glean information from multiple sources. Is Jeffrey taking my picture? No. Oh.
Should we all pose that? That hand movement reminds me of something. You mean this one? Oh, do you know what? I'm not even going to talk about the little hands. I don't want to ruin Orshi's birthday.
Oh.
I'm saying nothing. If your deodorant fails you, could that be considered a pitfall? And Kristen says, being serious for a moment, we should do more working towards well, but we should try and get together and do another one, because that was really, really good. So I shall write that down. And all she said, that video was partly the reason why I started my weekly well-being series. Well, that's really nice to know that something's come out of that.
Yeah.
And there may be some, you know, oh, I should keep my mouth closed until the end. So.
Okay. Gerald is refreshingly old school.
I am refreshingly old school.
Sorry, my lovely. And of course, everybody loves you for many things, but yes, the cards as well as the hands. Hillary is here. Hello, Hillary.
Hi, Hillary.
And for me and him indoors, rent a film. Well, I hope you enjoy your lovely film.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Yeah.
But does he have as much fountain pen ink as I do?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, probably.
Did you hear Jeffrey? He's like, oh, yes. Oh, wait, here.
Joe loves the tiny hands.
Who does? Oh, Joe does?
Joe.
Here. How's that, Orshi? Fountain ink pens. That's just one. I have another box that's full. These are fountain pens underneath here.
Tell you what you could do. You could, sorry, Hillary loves the little hands too. You could, if you get lots of snow, you could go and draw stuff with your ink in the snow. That would be very, very nice, wouldn't it?
I could do that. Yes.
Like help and cut off or something like that.
With tiny hands.
With tiny hands. Willie Hermit, hello, welcome.
Hi,
welcome.
Mel.
Hi, Mel. And Kristen says, holy crap, that's a lot of ink.
Well, that's just one box.
Oh,
That's not the bottle ink.
Oh, she's
Okay,
got 75 plus bottles.
Yeah. And samples. But you tried.
Yeah. I need the rest of the fan here. So, I love the competition. It's great.
It's not a competition.
It's not a competition.
Or
It's
she would win.
Absolutely. So let's talk about YouTube, because I think that's quite a good thing to do, as we both happen to be here. Okay. But obviously, we're not going to say anything that's going to be gets kicked off or anything like that at all.
We're not.
What's been the thing out the year, do you think, that has been the best or the most beneficial to you? What have you gleaned from the last year as far as a pleasure of YouTube is?
Well, one of the pleasures is certainly meeting people and having people decide to spend their time watching my videos and commenting.
Yeah.
So, and also I think that coincides with the idea of collaborations and silly things that happen because of that. I don't know anything about silly things. So
it's funny. I just got a feeling I'm going to have flashbacks of lots of comedies that I would have forgotten in the last year.
I did remove one of the cards that came up in the channelversary, but I won't share it.
Okay.
So, but I mean, I did not wear leggings.
Do you remember the Meggins?
That was with
that was a highlight, wasn't it? If anyone's not seen the video, which happened, this was what's great about YouTube. Something had happened. Someone had cancelled or wasn't able to come on. I think it was what I can't remember. And I literally went, anyone want to join me tonight? And you and Deanne came on. Mm-hmm. And it was totally unplanned and just, let's just talk for an hour. And we were just creasing up. And it was about the Meggins, wasn't it?
Yes.
It still makes me laugh.
Well, that was because I think it was it in Walk Down Memory Lane, but I think it started in Deanne's, something where she was talking about she wears leggings.
Yeah.
And then somebody said that there's Meggins.
Yeah, I said there's the male version, which is Meggins.
Right. And then we sort of went off, and it was like, are you really doing tarot readings if you're not wearing leggings?
And we got the Ciro Marchetti deck out, which has got a lot of men wearing leggings in it.
Yes.
And as you say, what's the famous mantra you came up with? You're not a proper tarot reader
unless you're wearing leggings or a unitard.
Or a unitard.
I mean, but it was the moment of, I wish I could find that video and link it, but it was the moment when I think I took off my shirt and I had the hairy chest, and then I stood up and you and Deanne just burst out. Does anybody remember that? I mean, it was a long time ago. I sent it to Ben when Ben and I first met. What are leggings?
Hi, Carla. Carla's asking what are leggings. They're men's leggings. So leggings for men. That's the only way I can describe them. Yeah, and they come in a variety of colors, patterns, and fabrics, really.
And mine are rainbow colored assortment of animal prints.
And mine are.
Hi,
Do you
Jonathan.
remember?
I said hi, Jonathan. Yours
Oh,
are
hi.
yours are moon phases.
I have the moon phases down each leg in tight lycra. Now, there's a vision. If you've never seen them, I just want you to try and picture in your head and then forget it.
Good luck. I mean, you know, there's the pleasure of seeing it and then the pitfall of never being able to unsee it.
Kicked off or ticked off? Probably both, Robin, I would imagine how this would go.
Yeah.
Sorry, hello, Jonathan. Very lovely to see you here. And Sandra says she loved the Megans. It was a highlight. So I can't even remember what it was called, but it was. It's probably one of the most looked at videos. So if you get a chance to catch it, because it will just brighten your day up. It's one of those things that if we'd scripted it or rehearsed it, it would have never have worked. But
yeah.
Yeah, do they wear merkins? Well, that's another question to be asked there. Okay, so what else have we learnt in the last year then?
Well, what's one of your
pleasures
other than naggings?
Pleasures. I think collaborating with people, as you said. So from it, we have, I mean, not just literally the stuff that we do live. There's the stuff that people reach out on Facebook and things. So we've done Tried Spread Revisited, which is the chant. Yeah. And it literally came from a comment, didn't it, about, oh, I wish I had more time to sit and work with the reading.
Yep.
So I'm worried that when I do a reading, I simply do it and simply then forget it. And Tried Spread Revisited then came around as this regular collaboration of people who invent new spreads. Thank you. That's very nice. Come up with a spread and we work with it for a period of time, revisiting it, perhaps doing it with a tarot deck and then changing the deck up again.
Right.
Or using Oracle. It's really free. And then you can kind of express yourself as you want with it. So you could, a lot of people just take photos and interpret it. Some people do a lot of journaling about it. You know, some people may do something a bit more creative about it, and that's the joy of it.
It really is amazing. Really amazing.
And I'm really pleased that it's kind of, we started again this week with All Shoes spread for in the Imbolc Bridge. Have a look at it. It's on Facebook. Hashtag, as you said, Tried Spread Revisit. You will have to ask to join the group. That's the only thing. We did decide to make it private group, just because people were putting their writing up about their sort of day-to-day life on there. So that was good. Well-being came through. Anything else? Lots have come out. What else? Meeting new people. That's the other thing that I've really enjoyed, and collaborating.
Ooh. Justin Michaels here. Hello, Justin.
Hello, Justin. Talking of meeting new people.
Yes.
I haven't got that far on my thing yet, on my chat. Oh, there you are. Hi, Justin. Good. And actually, Justin you came on my channel when we talked about the different suits. We did that, didn't we? And Gerald, you had the pentacles, didn't you?
Yep.
Kristen was the swords, Justin was the cups, I think, and Chris Kelly was the wands. So that was another nice kind of collaboration to do there.
Yeah. It's great. Yes.
Beth says, oh, yes. Yeah, the Tarathan one. And Gerald was a conversation with a guest. I've been watching ever since. Hooked. Well, thank you very much for keep watching us, Beth. That's very
pleasure.
It's a pleasure.
Well, and Beth knows that I would gladly have Beth on to have a deck casual. So, but some things don't happen, and it's okay. And Ben wears, are they leggings if they're shorts, or are they just joggers or whatever?
No.
So,
Leggings have to be the full leg.
Okay.
To the calf.
Okay.
I'm going to write that down as well. Because anything shorter than that would be salacious.
Oh. We need to come up with live bingo where we create bingo cards.
That'd be brilliant. Tarot bingo.
And everybody randomly puts words in the squares and
cards as well, and makers of decks.
Yes. And then whoever gets bingo first and sends us a picture, we could send a tarot deck to or something like that.
How do we know, though, that people haven't cheated? Not that people would cheat. I trust this community. But there are some people, that might just fill it in as we go. I work with teenagers that do this on a regular basis.
You heard it here first.
We trust you. We trust you on this one.
Yes.
I like that idea. Ben, you're getting lots of lovely praise for your dancing, but next time in Megan's, please.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you. And Kristen shared the Tried Spread Revisited Facebook page.
Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you. That's very, very kind of you. Hi, Misha. Anyone else popped in? Just catching up with people. Both a pleasure and a pitfalls as well. There's been so many beautiful decks I found here on TarotTube. Oh, that's interesting. I'll come on to that bit in a minute, actually.
Yeah.
Would be cool to be able to link stuff here too, but I'm just a peasant, an old one. Are you not a... I thought I made you a what's it, or she? You not a thingy? Can't remember the word.
And the pitfall of trying to remember to make somebody a mod.
A moderate. Now, here's a question. Do you remember who my first mod was, Gerald?
I would say it's Sandra.
No.
No?
It was the first one again. It was during the Chinese New Year. Oh. It was Elle's birthday.
That's right. You made a huge deal about it. And there was a moment of silence and celebration.
I've got something I'd like to ask you.
Yes, I remember that. And they said yes.
Yes, they did.
They were very excited.
Which is lovely. That was a lot of fun as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sandra says, Gerald, we need to sort out another casual.
Yes, Sandra, I am aware of that. And I have the deck over here.
Oh. And you've made Beth purchase a Star Seeker. Gerald made me do it.
I hope you like it.
And Justin's not sure what Megan's are, actually. Google it. Just Google it.
And let us know what you find out.
Yeah. Put a filter on possibly as well to it.
Yeah.
Tangy says, I've always wanted to do tarot bingo. Make this happen. We'll find a way of doing this. Yeah.
There you go. I'm writing this down for morning. So
there we go. Beth's helping Justin there. Leggings for men. Megan's better bell, well-being, swords, bingo.
Oh, and if Ben's there, wands.
Oh yes. Now what was the story of that one? Ben and his wand, or just the word wands? Don't say the word wands too often to Ben because he goes a shade of red that's like a tomato.
And when you tell me, that's one of the pitfalls of telling me not to do something. Is I get a lot of pleasure in doing it.
Hello, Andy the Wildflower. Welcome. Okay. It's just lovely kind of thinking back over it all, wasn't it? I have to say, for me, one of my best moments was doing a broadcast live from Glastonbury. First time round. I've done it twice. One was actually when I went to Glastonbury with Peter for part of my birthday celebration. And then I did it again in August when the Tarot meetup happened, and I did it the night before. I think the first one's probably more successful because it was a bit more unexpected. But that was great fun sitting on the tour hillside in the evening doing a live broadcast there. Yeah, really, and actually quite easy to set up. So perhaps I should think about doing some more outdoor broadcasty things. That'd be good thing to do. You've just always done it from your room, haven't you, Gerald? You have? Oh no, because you did it from. Were you at your brother's house once and you did a live?
No, I was actually in a pub in in hiding. You don't know anything that we're talking about, so.
Oh, that's right. Yes, you were in a pub.
Yeah. I mean, because one of the things that I do is, and as we can talk about the pleasures and the pitfalls, I just use my iPad, and I have ring lights, and I have a gooseneck to hold my iPad in front of me. So I don't have a working computer because the hardware is so old, it can't be updated anymore.
Yeah.
So, so that's something here. That's something, because I did glean a lot of information as I was talking to people. Because look,
the notes,
but
share with your words of wisdom.
Good lighting matters.
Mm.
Ring lights are good, and camera angle matters.
Yeah, because there's some angles that can make you look a bit weird, aren't
Heavy.
they? Yeah.
Background noise matters.
I'm going to ask a question. I'll put my hand up here. How many ring lights have you got?
I have 2 currently.
So do you ever get reflection in your glasses? As a glass wearer who is constantly trying to fight glare and stuff, how do you go about it?
So glad you asked, Richie. Thank you for that. This was not planned. I could get it if I were to move it, and if I were to hold my glasses like I do if it's dark and there's only one light, but I sort of bounce it to the side.
Yeah.
So I don't put it right in front of me. I have them on either side. And then I have this white screen behind me, which helps to do that. And the key about lighting apparently is you want it facing you and not behind you, then because you look like you're part of the witness protection program. Which, if you're going for that, fully embrace it.
Yeah. But I mean, the lights on the cameras that you get, I don't know about yours, but mine does a very strange thing. Right now, yes, the lights are down, but my walls really aren't this orange. Let me tell you that and all the light that's coming off it is off the computer screen in front of me. So. And I think
one of the other things that matters is don't apologize that your lighting's not good. Just do the video and then look at it next time.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's important, and I learned this from my recorded videos, is I have to use my headphones and my mic when I do my recorded videos, because the iPad does not pick it up as well.
Mm-hmm. No.
And if you're using Pitfall, and if you're using one of those things that go into your ear and all that stuff, pay attention to where the mic is, because the mic is usually down here, and if it's rubbing against your shirt, it's noise. So
we can have a kind of, as we're friends here, because I sometimes use the headphone. You are free to always tell me if my sound is rubbish and I need to go and sort it out. I will not be, upset.
Thank you. It's usually my sound is rubbish. So
we've known each other long enough to be able to discuss rubbish sound quality.
Yeah. Ooh.
And I will do that to anyone as well that comes on a live.
Yeah. Justin Michaels said, Glastonbury lives are awesome. Makes it possible for us foreigners to see the place. Yeah. I mean, and that's certainly a pleasure because you can do things that you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
And Justin was actually a channel for over a year before he went live.
Mm.
And Justin was on my channel, and I think I surprised him, but I had a whole lot of guests.
Yeah.
And I think you were there, weren't you?
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
And I mean, and it was so overwhelming for both of us. We ended up doing a second live. So I think we had like 4 hours of us talking. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And, yeah. Oh, first big live, Rachel Pollack. Yep, it was magical.
Do you remember your first live you did, Gerald? How nervous you were? And did you do much rehearsing beforehand for it? Or did you just get on and do it?
My first live was probably the working. No, it was with you.
Mm. Oh, was that your first live, was it?
I think it was the first live.
Well, you weren't nervous at all. You didn't come across as nervous.
Well, I know how to hide it. And I did training, so I took notes. Like So
do you get nervous at all?
I do, actually. I do, yeah. I do. I get I mean, it's nerves and it's excitement, and they're just two sides of the same thing. So I just use that to.
Because both of us are bit similar in some of the things we do. For example, if we're going to be talking about something, a bit like tonight, we don't really have much of a plan. We're just going to waffle. And I know you well enough that we will be able to waffle well together. Right. But for some people, they like a bit more of a structure, don't they? And even I don't like going into a live going, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about in the next.
Oh, I don't like that either. and for guests, you know, I'm fortunate to have people who are willing to come on with me, and I do guest prep for people who have ever been on my channel. As I've done it, mine is probably about 14 years old. So, Ellie, it's probably about the same way.
Yeah.
But do you want me to get all deep and philosophical?
Go for it. No, do. Let's go deep.
Okay.
And so let's glean some information from this.
As somebody who hosts and have people join me on my channel, and sometimes it's their first time being alive, being alive. It's their first time being alive, you know. It's their first time doing something like this. It's my job as a host to make sure that they're as comfortable as possible. And I'm silly, I'm serious. I can be the range of all of those things depending upon the guest. And you know what? It's my job to give you the opportunity to be your most authentic self and to share that with the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I think that's a really good point. It's something I always try and do. And you know, you can have people, you know, I'm sure Justin will probably say that he's had some big tarot names. Whenever you have somebody that perhaps you hold in a little bit more high respect, so it might be somebody you've looked up to or learnt something tarot-y. So, you know, it can be quite a daunting thing. But remember, they're probably just as nervous as we are doing it. And as you say, it's about trying to keep calm and bringing out the best entertainment out of people, isn't it, in many ways?
Yeah. I think, you know, I was looking through some of I was ignoring what you were saying.
That's fine. Well,
per usual.
I'm just reading some of the comments. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, I was doing the same thing because there's some really, really wonderful comments.
Yeah.
And by the way, that is one of the pleasures about YouTube. What was the one that you just put up?
Misha, I don't have a ceiling light in the room that I film in, so I have 2 sconces, 2 lamps, and my ring light I often have to turn off because of the glare. Yeah, I'm the same here. I don't have an overhead light at all, so everything kind of subtle, gorgeous lighting, but sometimes it can be a little bit dark or a little bit too, getting the right time of day.
And one of the things that I think I'm fortunate is if I want to see the iPad, I have to look over my glasses because if I were to do this and I wanted to see, you would be looking up my nose, and I don't want to do that. So.
And if I do that, I just see eye bags, and I look about another 30 years older than I actually am. So I don't do that anymore.
But I think it's experimenting and practicing, and I did it with my recorded videos, and it's supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And the ring lights were actually very inexpensive.
Yeah, they are quite reasonable, aren't they? So I really recommend if you are, you can change the colors, you get different, and you can change turn them down as well, can't you? So you can just have a little bit of light rather than being floodlit there. Carla says, I always assume the internet adds £10. Yeah, exactly. There is that issue. You have to kind of get used to be comfortable with looking at yourself.
Yeah.
That's something that actually took a little bit of a while to
do you watch your videos back, your lives back?
Sometimes. But the good news is I don't mean this in the vein that's coming off of me being very, very vain. I watch them back and I measure a good video by how much it makes me laugh when I watch it back.
Nice.
That's not to say that the serious ones that there isn't so much humor in, I don't value. But that's the kind of style that I prefer. But I don't watch them all back, I have to be honest, because you don't want to sit through all of it again. But I tend to watch some of them back the day after they've come through, just to read the comments and catch up with that. But it is, that's another thing we can talk about, is that, is this a pleasure? I think it's probably more of a pitfall, actually, is that the moment you kind of everyone gets a bit used to you and your style gets better, more slick, there's almost a bit of pressure about how well you put stuff together. Have you ever found this at all, Gerald? He's frozen then for a moment. As in people perhaps start to expect a little bit more out of you, or they're a bit more free with their comments without perhaps thinking, how am I trying to say this? So people comment on videos, and I love people commenting on videos. Yes. However, I've had a few comments and people go, and they'll make a comment about the quality of something or something that you talked about, and that can be a little bit, what's the word, upsetting. It makes you question yourself. That's how
I agree with you, and I think when I became a content creator, I had a deeper appreciation for what goes into making videos. And it really doesn't, sometimes what people would say annoys them.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I did tell somebody once that I couldn't hear them, and it was not Sandra. And the person was like, okay, I haven't heard that.
Yeah.
But kudos, they replied back. And the other thing I did is I changed what I needed to. Yeah. I put headphones on so that I could hear them better.
Yeah.
So,
it's lovely having comments, and of course, I'm always reading them, and 99% of the time they're fabulous. And there are people that write some things, and I just think, okay, well, let's see how constructive that is. How can I work with that one? And some people just like, well, I can't do very much about that, and well, I'll be looking out for that in the future. So, but that's something you do. Obviously, put yourself out there for public consumption. Is that the right term that I'm talking about? Well, and you have to be prepared for it sometimes, that things are going to go wrong, and people may not agree with your thoughts or opinions or a deck that perhaps you really, really like, and that's part of it, isn't it?
It is. And I think I am I was just looking at some of the comments, and Mark was such a lovely guest on Tuesday, and that's one of the pleasures I have is I get to meet people who are passionate about what they're passionate about. and their passion does not have to match my passion.
No.
But I can still share the excitement that they have. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the fun part. And so, and do either
Sorry.
I actually
I've tried and messed up big time. So I don't edit live videos anymore, but obviously anything that I produce that is to be published, I will edit the life out of it. That these lives I stay as they are.
I don't edit lives, and I don't. If I were to actually edit my flip throughs or my hashtag gratitude challenge 2021, they would have never have been published.
Hmm.
I'm just if I'm 10 seconds into it and I'll just stop and restart.
Yeah.
So.
I used to, when I do videos about the cards, my face is very close to my phone when filming, so I have no idea about audio.
I think, the key thing for me is knowing where your microphone is and knowing where your camera is.
Absolutely.
So I'm looking at Richie right now, but I'm looking at the camera right now.
Yeah.
See?
See, my camera's a bit higher. It's up here. When I look at it, it's there. Yeah. But I can't be looking up there and doing that and watching the cat jump up behind me at the same time. So,
and that just depends upon the type of video you're doing.
Yeah. So. Joe says, I need to go to Glastonbury. I went to the festival in 2005, but would love to walk up the tour. Hopefully soon. A question here, but how does one achieve the sideways camera angle that Gerald so easily accomplishes that no one else can I add for that one? And yet, no matter how I cannot achieve. Explain, Gerald.
On my lives of late, I have guessed, and somehow, all of a sudden, my camera angle goes sideways. I think I have figured out part of what happens, and it's when I've been trying to copy and paste something, either using my keyboard or the touch screen, and it turns me sideways. But that's actually one of the things that I was thinking about YouTube is if you don't know how to do something, there's a video about how to do it on YouTube. Somebody else has already shot a video of it.
Yeah.
So, explore what YouTube has to offer. There's a whole bunch of things.
Yeah. Ben always, he's recently been using headsets. He does have trouble with audio quite often just before he goes live, doesn't he? I've noticed, but it's been last few lives. It's been so much better. Sorted.
Yeah. And I think it's just, I have learned editing software this year, just through various things. But you can make it as complicated or as easy as you want. Just know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
So, and that's the other thing is okay, I'm marking stuff off as you're flipping through those.
Yeah.
One of the pitfalls is putting too many expectations on ourselves.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for a year. I think I've gotten better, except for the sideways camera angle.
The quirk.
The quirk.
I'm going to write that down. Quirk.
Quirkiness.
Quirk.
And so if it's not fun, then I don't want to do it. I want it to be enjoyable work. And some of this stuff is work. So
yeah. I mean, that's the other thing is that we do it. We're neither monetized, and that's a whole nother conversation we won't talk about here now. But we do it for fun. We do it as a hobby. We do it because we like to connect people and we like to learn. I mean, I've learned so much, and I'm sure you have, Gerald, in the past year just by talking to people, let alone actually then watching their videos and other bits and pieces that go on with it. And it's fascinating. And I feel like it's really improved my life, as in having something to do. Particularly, during lockdowns, pandemics, and whatnots here when there was very little else to do. So,
Yeah.
you know, the community there, I've said this many times before, has been amazing and came as one society kind of closed down lockdown, another new society opened up or community opened up.
That's exactly right. And that is one of the pleasures of the experience here.
Yeah.
One of the pitfalls is there's so much good content out there. It's really hard to do it. And I can tell you right now, in all of my subscriptions, I believe there are 4 people going live right at the same time as we are.
Yeah.
And here's one of the pleasures with it is there's playback, and you can actually watch it at speed and a half, 2 times the speed. So
yeah. Do you find, I mean, do you find that a little bit daunting sometimes? There's so much out there that you feel, I mean, I past few weeks I've been like, I don't know where to even start.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been pressing on me a little bit, as in, I want to support everyone, but I can't. And yes, you can speed the videos up and watch them on playback. But I find myself watching on my phone whilst watching the TV at the same time, and actually not completing or engaging with either thing. And actually, before you know it, an hour's gone of an evening, and I haven't learned anything. And I kind of frustrate myself that way by that one. So
yeah, and that's where one of the things, you know, something that I've learned is that title your videos clearly so people can find them, and then there's that tagging function.
Yeah.
So tag them appropriately.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's nice, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Paying you lots of lovely compliments there. I'm just going to whip through some of the comments because there are some lovely.
Stop talking and drink.
Yeah, it's worth people if you are sort of. There's lots of useful bits about audio and advice there. One thing I'm going to talk about, actually, one of the things that happened on your channel, but when you do have new people on there, and I'm thinking about when you had Patrice, because I was lucky enough to be on the channel when that happened, and that was a lovely because it was very fun and it was absolutely lovely. But what was particularly nice is how, like we said, we put everyone hopefully at ease, and Patrice said afterwards she'd like to come back and do it again, and that was really nice. But it's really nice when you have somebody that you may have been chatting to for a considerable amount of time, but that's all it's ever been. And so to, you know, for people particularly who may want to come onto a channel, but may be absolutely terrified or scared of taking that step, you know, it's an okay thing to do. There, you know, I have to say with both of us and with most of the people that I know watching and out there, we do take care of the people, and we're very conscious that people, you know, for the first time, it's going to be nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you really want to go for it, you know, do reach out and ask people. Not necessarily have to be us, but you know, if that's the next step you want, then go for it, because it is the next continuation of the YouTube channel, if that's the route you want to go.
Yeah, and you don't have to show your face when you come on a live with me or Richie or anybody. Don't show your face. It's okay. You know, that's cool.
Robin's noticed that you're not in your library today.
I am not, because I wanted the light behind me since I was wearing a dark sweater.
Oh, look at the thought you've put into this. I have to rehearse my cat every live, where he's going to go, what he's going to do. Is he going to fall off the sofa again? You know, we spent hours with Basil rehearsing him.
And where's the you know, the stormtrooper? Ben's going to want to ask.
It is visible. You've got to go looking. Tanji says, same here. Laughter scale is important as well. And Hilary says, I did one face-to-face, decided not to for various reasons, but trying to pluck up courage. I haven't looked in the mirror with my glasses on for ages, which is a good idea. Well, again, you're very welcome. If you do want to pluck up the courage, we're all very, welcoming. And, we're here to help even if you've got some questions about it. Quite often there's a lot of videos, particularly about StreamYard, about but they're quite technical. They're all filmed in studios by professionals, and you can go, oh, this is a little bit daunting, and or your software might not have the same buttons in the same place that they're showing. But if you wanted even to do a what do they call it, a demo run, isn't it, on StreamYard? You can set it up so that it doesn't broadcast live, but you can send it some. We're more than happy if you just want to use us.
Please.
I've noticed a new troll commenting on my comments on other people's videos. Yeah, there's a lot around, unfortunately.
That's one of the pitfalls, but you can control it. You can block them, and
You're quite right, also. Sometimes people say something, it looks like an insult, and then it turns out it was just a question. So better not get defense. That's happened a few times. That's the problem, trying to read everything live and getting, particularly if you're coming halfway through a conversation.
Right.
Alice says sometimes people are just looking for someone to pick at. Absolutely.
Yeah.
People are mean. Often find it's jealousy.
Mm-hmm.
And look, there's some love in the room for poor Basil. He's not poor Basil. He's doing a very good job today. We rehearsed him well.
Yeah.
And Beth's got a good point. You're not making a Scorsese film. I forgive content creators a lot. What I really want is honesty and to see people having fun. I mean it. Yeah, I want to talk. But that's very true. I mean, everyone's got their own style, and I think you have to find your own style. Gerald, our style, your style, no one could ever replicate that.
Yeah. And I think that's a big thing. You be you. I mean, and that's it. You be the best you can be, and I do think a little prep makes a difference if you're going to be showing cards or something like that. Have those cards out. So, and by the way, when you're doing unboxing videos, hide your address as well as the sender's address.
Yeah.
And what I like to do is just undo all of it so that all I got to do is unbox it. People don't like to. I don't think people want to watch me try to struggle with tape.
No, it's like live theatre. The simplest things doesn't work. You can end up lobbing your fingers off with a pair of scissors just to, can't you? It's just.
How's that for views?
I gave myself a massive paper cut once, and then I had to sit there through the rest of the video going, ow, trying not to bleed all over the keyboard.
Aw.
In the name. There's all.
There's on the, by the way, that's one of the cool things about YouTube. There's playlists. You can go to the Tuck Box Rage playlist, and there's all sorts of fun things there. So, but yes, I'm not a fan of Tuck Boxes, but I am a fan of Tuck Box Rage occasionally.
We have Deanne to thank us for the start of that.
We do. And then Regina,
And then Regina, who picked up the ball and definitely ran with it.
Yep.
I'm just looking at all these lovely comments.
These are great comments. Thanks, everyone.
Fantastic. Justin says that they don't even. Oh, okay. So he's talking about the negative comments. I think they just block and move on. That's what you have to do, isn't it? And just not let them get to you.
Yeah. Because
it's that awful thing where people just think that they can, because it's the internet, because it's a virtual world to them, they can just comment. They forget that there's human beings behind it all, don't they? Oh, we have a question in from a viewer. What's your biggest pleasure and what's your biggest pitfall? What, on YouTube?
Or am I to talk about Richie's channel and he's to talk about mine?
We could do that. Should we do that? Because it might be easier. Why don't I do your pleasure and I can do my pitfall?
Okay.
Because that'd be easier, wouldn't it?
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
Sure. I'm game.
So I need to talk about what I find. I'm going to be careful how I say it. How I pleasure myself with your channel. How I find pleasure from your channel. No, that still sounds wrong. What I find pleasurable about your channel. That's how we're going to put it. Yeah. Okay.
I really like your.
Sorry.
This is one of the pleasure things about it. I think it's I think I like your flippin' tens. It's a nice combination because personally I don't watch walkthroughs. I like flip throughs because I want to see all of the images of the deck, and you've combined them and made it easy. And I like the lives when you have people on and not just me. So.
Okay. I like about your channel many things. I like the fact that I know that you're watching your channel, whether I'm watching it or being part of it, it's going to make me feel happier. It's going to lift me out of my whatever I'm thinking, whether it's a happy day, a sad day, or whatever. But I kind of know what I'm going to get with you, and that is a tonic. And I might even look at a tarot deck as well at the same time. But we both have the same kind of humor and perhaps style or comedy, let's call it that. And that appeals to me. I also like the fact that I know that Jeffrey is just possibly sitting behind the screen, and I'm trying to imagine often what his facial expressions are doing.
Good luck with that. That's one of the pleasures that I have of recording these. I get to watch Jeffrey and not have it reflected on my face.
Okay. Do you want to go with the pitfall? Your pitfall, what do you think is the biggest pitfall for you?
The pitfall for me. Oh, here. The pitfall for me is I would have a difficult time keeping it to 60 minutes. Anytime I do a live or 90 minutes, because nobody owns a day of the week, nobody owns a time of the day or anything like that. But I like to be aware of when other people are going live, but I don't want to stop the conversation. So the biggest pitfall is getting as much enjoyment out of the time together.
I think that's, yeah.
Well with it.
Without feeling rushed.
Yeah, as Jeffrey's saying, without feeling rushed and all of that stuff.
Yeah. I think we've been on an hour already, and I don't feel like we've even scratched the surface of it yet. But
no, I still have 2.5 pages left.
3.5 books to go through. I think for me, a pitfall, and this is something I'm working on, is I always come off thinking, I always really think about how I've come across and how people perceive me, which is often a good thing, but quite often I'm thinking, I'm always kind of juggling my YouTube face with perhaps my employment face, or do you know what I mean? I'm trying to often balance up the reality of those two there. But it's something I think less and less about. Try to. Does that make sense what I'm talking about?
It does. It does. And that's part of the challenge that I can't say it's a challenge, but one of the things that I've tried to be is I am who I am in front of the camera and off of the camera.
Yeah.
So I try to be that authentic self, and I want everybody else to be. And that's how I've chosen to be. So.
Just looking at the chat, isn't that how it is these days in every arena? Okay, we're talking about the negative comments there that people put in. It's just really sad, isn't it, that people can't. It's one of those things that they have to comment on something that's negative, whereas, yeah.
Well, and it is one of those things that you know, there's so much going on.
Yeah.
There's so much going on that
I'm putting on my big girl panties soon. Yay! And Hillary says, "That's not a cat. That's the beast of Bodmin."
Okay, so I have some things that I
Go for it. Yeah.
gleaned from others. You don't have to do what everyone else is doing.
No.
You can do whatever you want. It's okay to have goals around your channel. It's okay not to have goals around your channel. It's okay to be social and be very active in the chat or on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Mishmash, Pika, whatever. And it's okay not to be social. And I think one of the things is while I don't mean things personally, you know, some people are saying things and I take them personally sometimes, but it's not really. And if I have a choice, I will, when in doubt, I will always be kind. That's my choice. Deep thoughts, you know.
Yeah.
Actually, that would be gleaned thoughts, right?
I like that. I'm just sorry, I was just looking at the chat as well. I still can't quite get around the multitasking part of StreamYard sometimes. I was listening, but I'm also looking.
You know who I learned from? I learned from Chris Kelly McFadden. Because Chris, he'll do something, he'll do a reading for somebody and then he'll catch up with chat.
Yeah.
Then he'll do a reading and then he'll catch up with chat. And I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
That makes
That's
so much sense. And so that's what I try to do.
Tash Trooper is there. You just got to go looking for it. I can't speak anymore.
The Stormtrooper?
Have you not heard about
your Stash Trooper?
Stash Trooper.
Oh,
he is there. You've got to go looking for him. It might be a bit difficult to see tonight, but yeah. Peter's been planning this for hours. It's his thing for Friday.
You can see the Stash Trooper in yours right now.
Yeah. I think so. I can't look because it's going to be obvious. But I think you can.
Anyhow.
I might have to make, if people can't see Peter, I'll have to explain. I'll have to take a still and put a ring around it. Patrice is here, I think. Hello, Patrice, my lovely.
Patrice,
we were talking about you earlier. I don't know if you were here for that part.
Yeah, we were.
How much we loved your first live there. Tuck box raid forever.
There you go.
I was so excited to inbox something that I cut straight through my shirt with the scissors. Yeah, I've done that. That's one with tarot cards. I often think when I'm taking a knife to the packaging, I hope these are really well wrapped up and that I haven't just sliced through the fool or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to. So, how one handles being uncomfortable live and is able to laugh at oneself, that is valuable. Yeah. I think we all learned that quite early on. We wouldn't be here if we just thought, oh no, this is too hideous, or, you know, we'd have stopped long ago.
Yeah. I used to train people. I used to train people to be trainers. And one of the things that I would tell people is don't apologize for a mistake that people don't know you've made.
Yeah.
They don't know the order in which you're going to do things.
And, absolutely, yeah.
And I'm also a huge supporter of if I'm going to be silly, I'm going to be silly about me.
Yeah.
And not about you. Not about you.
Yeah.
Not about you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be silly about me.
Or Ben. But he can take it. He can take it. It's Ben. I wouldn't do it to anyone else, but Ben.
Right, Ben? Silly, silly, silly.
Oh, look, people have been really nice about my comment. I consider you as a friend. I perceive you nicely. God bless you. And
That's nice.
said some nice things as well. And Joe says, how do you keep that balance? I don't feel comfortable to be on camera as I'm not sure how my work would take it. I don't tell them. I'm fortunate in that there will be one day somebody will come across the channel, but, you know, I will talk to them about it, where and about it. And the only thing that worries me sometimes is some of the language that perhaps I use and is as perceived as using. So I'm going to try and watch that a little bit and watch my effing.
And the good thing that Richie did was he told me that he was trying to watch that so that I can watch that as well.
Yeah.
So, because then when he wants to use any of this colorful language, he holds that up and brings it to my channel.
Yeah, let it all out then.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, there was a little while ago I took down a lot of videos, but that was for another reason. But they're all back now again as well. So, hello, Angel Feather Tarot. Welcome to us. You're very welcome here. Oh, look, everyone's been really nice. I wasn't fishing for compliments, by the way, but that's very nice to hear. So, Justin says, I'm self-conscious. I'm the same. I got better, though. You kind of have to get better with this, don't you? It's kind of, yeah. No, the cat did not eat the stormtrooper either.
The truth is I don't watch my videos back. I can't.
Yeah. Well, both of us come from a theatre background, don't we?
Yeah, yeah.
And the reason why I went into theatre and not film is you can't watch yourself back with the theatre. Yes, people do video stuff, but they're often of such appalling quality, you can't see yourself or comment on it. So I can go out and perform or do whatever it is, and I don't get to see it.
Yeah, and I should say that's not exactly true. I've watched some back, and mostly like you to watch the comments, but you have to wait for like a day or so before the show up.
And you have a choice to do it or not. Right. And if you really don't like it, you can take it down. But I've never absolutely intentionally deleted a live.
I have made a couple private.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it was just weird, and I thought.
Or she says, then you need to do what's the safest. Absolutely. I don't tell people locally I read tarot that I'd love to be the town witch. Yeah, well, it's comfortable, whatever's comfortable. Did Basil for the probably, Sandra, probably again. I think he jumped down.
Probably looking for the
posting a live and multitasking with the chat. It's like juggling fish sometimes.
Yeah. I think I do pretty well with that.
You do.
Thank you.
I felt so bad for him when he pulled the 10 of Swords, 5 of Cups together for me, poor guy. Well, that's it, isn't it? That's just life. That's the tarot. So we have to make the best of it. I'm just catching up. Okay, so are there any more pitfalls from your book at all, Gerald, or are they all pleasures? I'm just going to put some comments up as we go through this so that people get a chance.
Okay, a pitfall is I've learned that everybody believes that what I say is wrong because it doesn't agree with what they think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Differing opinions. I do think one channel is plenty because I had 2 channels.
You did.
And, the Hermit Mage and Tarot Stash. I think I saw Ack here.
Yeah, hi Ack.
So, but I have, I left the stuff up there and I just decided I'll just get better at tagging things and putting them in playlists.
How do you feel about your? Are you pleased you did it now? Because you were always umming and ahhing about whether to keep them separate or put it together. I know we had conversations about it. You think it's that was the right move, and you're happy with that.
To focus on tarot
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
It was the right thing. It was the right thing. I mean, and having two different ones was great at the time.
Yeah.
And maybe something different will come up of it. So the people who love your content aren't the loudest ones.
Oh, that's a good point.
Because there are a lot of people you can get all stats empowered and all that stuff, and I'm not. But a lot of people like my most watched video was the Quantum Tarot 2.0, over 500 views.
Yeah.
And there's probably like 4 comments on it.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's okay.
And also, what do you think about? I mean, this is, I suppose, something that happens when you start a channel up. You tend to get a little bit obsessed by views and particularly subscribers. I don't know how you feel about that, but that's how you measure your success of a video or content or whatever, by obviously how many views it's had. And did you find that you watch the subscriber numbers? Because they do that quite a bit in YouTube, don't they? They'll go up, and then there'll be a bit of a flurry of perhaps a few people unsubscribing.
Okay. I sort of maybe pay attention to it, and then I don't. But one of the cool things for me is watching when I do a live, how many people are watching it and how many people are commenting. So, and I know, I can't catch every live that is ever done, but I go back. What it has told me is that if I have watched a video, it's helpful to let the content creator know that I've watched it, and I can do better with that.
Yeah.
So,
Kristen says you are great at it, Gerald.
Thank you.
No, Robin, I don't do that. I leave that for the drama teachers. I'm sometimes in them, but not actually in them. And Robin says, I love the video of you, Richie, hanging out. The chemistry is great. Yeah. Well, I plan to do that again soon, so that's...
Yay.
Hi, Gina.
Gina.
And all she says, I don't have time to watch other lives. I definitely don't waste time watching back ones where I was present.
So, do you want to know one of my pleasures?
Tell us your pleasures.
I learned the definition of the village bicycle. Justin Michael taught me that, and helped me get that. So I learned that. It's one of the funny things. I'm like, that is hilarious.
That's because this is my favorite tag that I use for you quite a lot.
Yes, I will embrace that. And my tags fell down, so they're on the floor. Oh, I have this. I'm also an overcomplicator.
Yep, overcomplicator.
So,
Debbie says, I'm lucky due to the nature of my job. I can catch a lot of lives. You'll make the workday go by fast. Oh, that's nice to know. And everyone's had a ride, Gerald. Succinctly put that. Oh, succinctly. I'm going to write that down. That's a good word.
Succinct.
Succinctly.
Yes.
Succinctly. There's a lot of words I've gleaned from today.
Yeah. Am I talking too much, Richie?
No, you can never talk too much. I'll tell you when it's enough.
You heard it here first, people.
That was a cough from the background then. I'm not
yes,
sure.
That was a cough.
Was he clearing his throat or being sarcastic?
I think if you want to take a break from doing videos, just take a break.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something I've been I suppose we can talk about what we're planning to do, because this would be a good point to think about. You know, what's your plan for the next year with your channel or anything in the long run?
How does that have to go with taking a break?
No, I'm just gonna think about.
Okay. Oh, so for upcoming, is you know, I would like to do more readings on the channel, and I like actually visiting other people's channels. I am thinking about doing some more with working towards well-being, perhaps some one-on-one well-being casuals.
Mm-hmm.
That
sounds good.
I've added tarot bingo, and I need to figure out a wandathon.
A wandathon.
Wandathon, because that was one of the great things last year that I did, was the magical tool talk.
Oh, yes.
Talking about wands. And then there were people who were wondering, wouldn't it be cool if we could all show our wands? So thinking of how to use pre-recorded videos to do a wandathon. Ben, do you have any ideas about this? I think the background needs to be the shade of Richie's forehead right now. It was all
good.
Jeez, I love it. Good. So,
I love the idea of a wandathon.
Is your piece being bid on right now?
No, it's fine. No. You should explain to people as that I've got the crystal sale going on the other screen here. So they moved it to a different night. So there's a huge piece of amethyst going for about £50, and it's like, oh, it's £100. No.
Oh, Joe said Ben left the chat.
Bye, Ben.
Oh, and Justin said, well, at one time, Chris was the village bicycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's. I'm going to do more deck casuals, and the reason it's evolved, and what's been great with it is I learn something every single time I do one of those, because somebody has an insight that I didn't, and that's why I like to do the content. I would like to do some more flip throughs, but I haven't done a pre-recorded video in a while, and when I last tried to do it, I couldn't do it. It didn't work. It just was ridiculous. So
it's very hard when you're used to talking to someone, or at least bouncing off chat or talking about chat, to then sit in front of a camera and just talk about something.
Yeah,
it's quite a different sensation, isn't it?
Yeah. I one of the other plans that I have is there will be more cards, because
more cards.
There needs to be more cards. And if you haven't figured it out, I think props are okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there may be more props.
Props good. No more tiny hands though.
Well, I think it was it Mel who suggested tiny feet, and that one, and too many people get upset and like my subscriptions, my subscribers.
Yeah, my subscribers.
Kidding. I'm not, I had to put a foot down on that one.
Yeah, tiny feet would just be no.
Yeah.
Just about bare the hands.
Props rule.
So I've been doing a little bit of soul searching in the last few weeks about just bits and pieces. And one of the things I decided very recently, in fact, in the last 24 hours, is I'm not going to do very many walkthroughs or flip throughs of new decks.
Mm-hmm.
So I've decided that I'm going to perhaps just stick to some of the older stuff that I have. There's lots of reasons why that's the case. Firstly, I have been banging on about how this year I'm not going to buy so much, and I'm desperately trying to stick to it. There is another reason, is that yesterday in the UK they announced huge financial things going on. So I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's an energy crisis, and energy bills have suddenly gone up by, will be going up by about £700 a year. Petrol's gone up, the mortgage rate's gone up, the cost of everything's gone up, and they're talking about the cost of the UK is going to be somewhere between £1,500 and £2,000 more for people.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a hell of a lot. And I'm very conscious of the fact that part of this, and part of the enjoyment of TarotTube, but also one of the problems of it, is a form of FOMO, or showing off a deck that other people may really want. And I totally get that, because when I joined the community, I was looking at people's decks thinking, I've got to get those, I've got to get those, I've got to get those. And right now it doesn't sit very well on me to go, hello everybody, this is my brand new deck, it's only £35, when I know that £35 now to some people, perhaps a lot of people, is a choice, whether it's heating or eating or whatever. People aren't going to have that disposable income quite
right
so much. And I just think it's not going to sit well with me going, here's another deck I've had, here's another deck I've got, a new deck's coming, this is at Amazon, and putting people in a position where they won't have perhaps that choice to go and spend that. So I thought I'm just going to review the stuff that I have got, and perhaps branch out in other ways. So perhaps do some more reading. That's really what I want to do, is more readings. I've really enjoyed doing those on Long Stash, and talk to and reach out to other people and do more casuals that way. So if you don't see many flip throughs of new decks, that's basically why I've decided to do that till something comes along, and perhaps hopefully things will improve, but it's going to be a little while yet before that happens. So
I appreciate the clarity about your choice and how you're doing that for you, and you're not telling other people they can't do it, because we're adults here.
Absolutely.
And
so
I sometimes enjoy living vicariously through other people. Vicariously, how's that for a word?
I'm going to write that down.
So, and I have to comment, Justin said, I didn't seem to like the joke at the time, but it was a running joke. Actually, he said it was a rubbing joke, just meant that you were on everyone's channel because you're fun. It was meant to be fun. And he said running, not rubbing. I get it. Well, and now that I understand it, and thank you for being okay for me to go, what does that mean? And you explained it to me, and I was like, okay. So I get it. So.
All she's saying, I love the reviews about decks that have been used for a long time. Absolutely. And, we've all been saying how in depth, and it's time to get out. And actually, as you say, some of the best conversations are the ones about the old decks, and go back and use those. And who'd have thought I was doing a reading on Monday using some older decks, which I really enjoyed, and actually got a lot more out of them that way than perhaps some of the later stuff. So
and by the way, did you see that Mark was using one of your decks, one of your first decks?
No, I haven't watched that yet. I need to go. Which one was it? Do you remember?
The one with the bold colors. It's one of your first decks.
Sacred Rose.
What?
Sacred Rose. I'll go back and have a look. Don't worry. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet.
You don't have to. Don't watch it.
No, I'd like to. It's on my list of things that I will attempt this weekend.
So, and by the way, that's something else that I've tried to make it. Fortunately, I've been able to become friends with some people by doing other things than just a live with them. There's great ways to do that. And I have made it very clear, I don't expect anyone to watch at Sheridan Douglas. Thank you, Mark.
That's the one. Thank you. I know it's when you're talking about now. Yeah.
So
it's a lovely deck. That read really well on Monday. Sorry. Yeah.
one of the pleasures that I have is being very serious when I say I don't expect you to watch any of my videos. I mean, we're fortunate that we got to know each other through, working towards well-being, and then that was one of the other.
All the rest of it came along.
Yeah. And y'all are watching, so thank you. But then there's the time when it's like you just want to have a conversation and not film it. So.
Absolutely, and I'm going to say this to you. I want to say thank you to you, Gerald, because you have been. Firstly, I've learned so much about you. I've realised that I'm actually a very good tarot reader. Mm-hmm. You've taught me that one. I doubted myself about that one. When I've had ideas, I've run them past you, and you've always been positive or told it frank and gone, no, you've never turned around and said that's a bad idea. But I know that if that was the case, you would workshop it and help me through that one there. So with the channel wouldn't have been the same what it is without your input and your regular input as well. And I really do class you as a very good friend. And you have also been there for me when, as you say, off camera, when, I've had difficulties last year. I don't make any secrets about that one there. And you've always reached out for me. You've held space for me. You've been there to talk to. And, that is a real friend. And I really, really appreciate that one. So I'm going to say thank you.
You're welcome. That means a lot.
So I'm just going to wrap this up. But before we do, we have one final question we need to answer, Gerald. So you need to be ready. So I'm just going to have a quick flick through the chat now.
Oh, is this the question that you said you were going to ask, but you didn't tell me it was, or something like that?
Yeah. It's the most important question of the lot.
Okay.
So I'm just going to check to see. Everyone's making lots of lovely comments. Thank you to everyone that's put stuff. Justin Michael, then my hair fell out because you put a curse on me.
I put a curse on you?
I think it was you. I don't know who has, but I hope that's not the case.
No. Why would I do that? Oh,
you wouldn't do it. I think it's from a chat later on. I just jumped in on that. Eddie says, I can shop my own house. So many decks to still dive into. Yeah, Sheridan Douglas. Thank you, Mark. I will definitely watch that one. I'm going to catch up at the weekend.
And while you're flipping through those, when I gleaned information from multiple content creators, somebody said, don't wait, just try it, because you may be the light that someone needs.
Yes. That's really important, actually, and a lovely comment.
Yeah.
Because it's not just tarot decks and oracle decks and everything else that come on with it. It's everything else, isn't it? And you can, you can talk about all sorts of stuff. And when you connect with somebody, you don't have to be sitting in the same room as them to be able to do that.
Yes.
Well, she doesn't expect anyone to watch anything I post. So many. But she does appreciate it when people do. Mm-hmm. It is an absolute classic. And if I commented that, I definitely watched it, although I do watch vids where I don't always comment on too. Yeah. Regina said, love this conversation, or rather me and my wires love this I wonder what she's making wire-wise.
I don't know.
And Deb says, don't keep your light under a basket. So the question I'm going to ask you, is the one that I posted with this. So, what's our pleasures, and of course how do you perform the perfect flan? How do you perform the perfect fan flip? Gerald, we're going to do a masterclass here in the last few minutes. Are you ready?
Please welcome to my How to Flip a Fan Masterclass, brought to you by Longman Tarot with your special guest, Tarot Stash. You must first have your fan and be able to know
as you hold the fan, you're going to hold it this way, and you need to be able to, when it falls, you need to be able to see which side is first.
So this is wrong.
So that's a different way of doing it. It's not necessarily wrong.
It's not an attractive way of doing it.
Okay.
So
It's wrong, Richie. Stop it. So for me, this I know needs to be away from me.
Do you need to lubricate or soften the fan? Because it's got to be quite floppy, hasn't it?
Actually, no, it needs to be stiff and not floppy.
Okay. I quite like
Otherwise
a floppy one because it's easier. Okay.
So basically, I mean...
Now you need to do it in slow motion and do it on screen.
Okay. If you want to practice, what you do is you actually hold the end of the side that's close to you,
end bit,
and then you just sort of let it fall.
Okay. With a flick of the wrist.
And then it's
in slow mo. Let's do it slow mo. I'm going to go like this. I need to pull the face of shock. Oh, that's good, wasn't it? That was good. So that's the way to do it, isn't it?
Yes, and you do need a fan that actually, this is and Jeffrey got this for me. It is a bamboo.
Yeah.
And you practice a whole lot. The thwart was fun. By the way,
you got that face. I have to do that face with it. Did you do a face with it? Yeah. It's Terence Stamp in Priscilla, Queen of the Desert face. You know.
Well, and here's the other thing is I have also purchased other fans, and these are plastic. They sound different. And to answer the question, no, I do not know how to. I am not ambidextrous with my fans. I hope this is. Thank you. That concludes our master class on the fan flip.
People need to be practicing this so that we can do it together on the, when we meet together. We should have a flan. I can't say that. A fan flipping. Fan.
Now I went flan.
Flan flipping.
Easy for you to say. And by the way, this is like improv. You just say yes and.
Yes, and it's fantastic. Look at that.
Thank you.
The fan pout. I love it.
Ooh, the fan pout. I need a fan that has mustaches on it. Wouldn't that be cool?
I suppose you haven't got one yet. Just one that when you opened it, it would just be there, like at the top.
Yeah. Well, and sometimes, mustaches just appear in random places.
You heard it here first.
Oh my gosh.
Don't get flan on your fan. That's a big no-no.
Uh-oh, what did Robin say?
Have a flan with your fan.
Oh, and Beth said also, as y'all probably know, there was an entire secret language using fans.
There was. Okay. So, yes, you would look coquettishly. Have we written that word down today? No.
That's a good word.
That's a good word. Coquettishly over your fan, like that. Or you would point to parts of your mouth or body. So if you were interested in someone, or I've got a secret, or you might touch down here, as in, Yes, it was a secret language for ladies in the Bridgerton era, whatever that is. Not Edwardian, Georgian, isn't it?
You can also applaud.
You can applaud. You can gossip behind it.
Yep.
You could gaze longingly over it. So much you could do with fans. Bring back fans. Bring back fans this summer. That's what I say.
Well, and bring back #bring back fans. You know, and I am, you know, y'all know Katya and her fans for Drag Race, so there you go.
Yeah.
In fact, this is not me. So
I'm going to round this one up. So thank you, everyone in chat.
yes, thank you.
It has been really wonderful following everyone, and I will go back and read it all. Thank you for all your lovely comments. Thank you for all your helpful hints as well about channels and sound and levels and how to get going, things like that. But Gerald, thank you for joining me again for another lovely, lovely chat.
Thank you very much.
We'll be again on together again very, very soon, I'd imagine.
If you'll have me back.
You'll have to have me sometime.
So long as people watch.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.